Hey everyone, my name is Anders and today we're going to go over the next area in Ulukita. This area is only available in Korea as of the making of this video, but I was able to put together a preview for you. There will be a third and last area coming in the next month or so as for when we can expect this part of Ulukita to be available to us in global regions on PC, well more than likely 2 to 3 weeks from the date of this video. Remember, the first week of October there will be no updates for the game because of the Korean holiday. So what exactly do we get with this new area? Well, first thing is the addition of a brand new main story questline. This will go over the story of Prince Bariz III and his struggle to regain the crown and authority over Medea or Medea. I've heard it so many ways honestly, but essentially Naruto-shen is currently in control of Altanova and Medea. You help the prince retake that throne. Story is told in a similar fashion to that of Land of the Morning Light, so you won't be fighting monsters in Ulukita. You will instead have instances of combat, much weaker versions of course of the Ulukita monsters. There are some things you should know about this. First, there are 76 quests, including the pre-quest of Ulukita. It took me about 2 hours to complete. There will be 5 cutscenes that will not be able to be skipped. A total of 8 minutes of cutscenes you have to watch. Every other cutscene can be skipped. All you need to do to start the questline is to finish the Valencia main story, and all you need in terms of gear is Tri or Tet Tavala. It's very easy. In terms of items, you will need 1 normal Medea meal, 1 special Medea meal, and a 1G or 10G gold bar. Everything else is straightforward. There may be some bugs as well. I had one where I couldn't even start the questline. They had to do an emergency maintenance to fix it, so that may happen to us. When it launches, hopefully it doesn't. Whenever the combat instances occur, every time my character would also just be unable to move. If this happens, you need to press escape and exit out of the instance and then try again. It should work after 1 or 2 tries, but again, hopefully they fix this when we get this released on our regions. As a reward for completing the main story, you will receive Ator's Power Stone. This is an alchemy stone, an item essentially the same as the old Khan's Heart of Destruction, 1 AP and slightly worse passive stats than a Vel's Heart. It cannot be sold, it cannot be used by a seasoned character. It is basically a really good item for those starting out in the game or yet to receive their own Vel's Heart, but it is not very useful for those who already have a Vel's Heart. Next thing we need to talk about are the nodes. We have 4 new nodes. Muzgar Village is the town node. This area has the usual NPCs a town node like Olvia has, for example. Most typical NPCs like a storage keeper, blacksmith, but no central market NPC. Darkseeker's Retreat is the next node and will be the node you invest in to increase your drop rate for the new grind spot. Karaj Canyon and Bahar Camp are there for repair NPCs, but not much else. There are no material nodes and no housing nodes available in this region, hoping they give us something in that regard when they release part 3 of Ulukita. Now speaking of part 3 really quickly, it seems to be already built. There is a castle fortress location and what seems to be a small camp south of Muzgar Village. We'll know more when they announce the next area. Maybe there'll be a winter aspect, I'm not sure. There also may be a grind spot for possibly the Debareka rings, but no one knows right now. So let's go over the Darkseeker's Retreat, which is the new grind spot with this area. This is a 310 AP and 420 DP zone. It is classified as a red relic drop zone, which is a new category in the Monster Zone UI. This could mean we see more red relics or red artifacts as we call them in future grind spots. The red artifact drop here is Kabua's artifact. This will grant you monster AP plus 7, monster DP plus 20, max health plus 100, and max stamina plus 75. You can have 2 of these artifacts equipped at the same time, and these stats make it the best in slot artifact for PvE and even PvP depending on your build. The grind spot is also classified as an Agris efficiency spot, which means you can use Agris to increase the quantity of the trash loot without consuming too much of your Agris per kill. Trash loot is valued at 45,570 silver each. The monsters themselves consist of 3 types, a 1 small, 1 medium, and 1 large. The composition of each pack can vary, but you're always going to have at least 1 large monster per pack. They all pretty much do the similar frontal AoE skill that deals a lot of damage. You want to attack from the back as much as possible to avoid getting possibly one shot. Trash loot per hour at the moment is going to be hard to calculate with limited data as I can't personally test, but we did see some trash quantity without Agris and without loot scrolls. That was 2 to 3 per small mob, 3 to 4 for the medium monsters, and 5 to 6 trash for the large ones. The monsters here respawn quickly, so you'll need 2 to 3 packs for a rotation, meaning a lot of rotations are going to be available because the area is so large. The spot in general seems to be easier than the other 2 spots in the region if you can avoid the damage and have decent AP. I would still recommend using a backup crystal set when learning rotations here until you find a spot you like. The last loot for Darkseeker's Retreat will be the Flame and Embers of Resonance. These are the items you need to craft the new best in slot armor, Ator shoes. Embers of Resonance seem to drop at a 0 to 1 rate per hour. Of course, too early to tell, but that's what it seems like so far. I'm sure it will improve as we know more about this spot. You will need 100 embers to craft the Flame of Resonance needed for Ator shoes, but the flame can also drop here as loot. Both the ember and flame can be sold to the market. Kabua's artifact as well, which makes that unique. Currently, Kabua's artifact is selling for 6.6 billion silver with none ever sold. This will likely reach max price. Flame of Resonance is currently at 6.5 billion silver with again 0 sales, and Embers of Resonance is currently at 70.5 million silver with 9 sold over the last day or so. Overall, this spot will likely be low silver per hour with a low rate of embers depending on your class, and maybe that you actually need to tag something else to be able to grind efficiently here. Classes that rely on a lot of static AoE SA skills will probably get chunked and die. I've seen a lot of Megu, a lot of Wusa players grinding here in Korea, a lot of Shy grinding here fairly quickly, though it's honestly impossible to tell what each has for gear or setup. Some were grinding very fast, others took longer, so we're gonna have to wait and see on our live servers and our own gear to see how we do. Again, highly recommended using blue crystal setups, so not your main crystals when learning the zone and getting monster knowledge here. Lastly, let's take a look at the Ator shoes. You will need the Flame of Resonance like I mentioned and be level 56 or higher. That's it, those two requirements. You do not need to do the Ulukita main story. If you want, you can skip that altogether. If you don't need the Ator's Power Stone, you don't care about the lore. You will also have the option of either a DR or evasion version of the Ator shoes. If you convert Pen Oragons at Kafra's level 10, you will be getting the DR version of the Ator shoes. If you convert Pen Muskin at Kafra's level 10, you will then get the evasion version of Ator shoes. If you want to swap from DR to evasion or from evasion to DR, you can do so by doing a repeatable quest and handing in 200 Scorching Sun shards. The 4 set effect, as in you have all 4 pieces of the best in slot set, Labreska, Fallen God, Don's gloves, and now Ator shoes, you will get an additional 150 health and 150 stamina. There will also be a Kafras extraction event. You will be able to extract your Kafras at a 100% rate with a cost of only 1 silver when this area releases for global PC. That's it for this preview of Ulukita Part 2. Like I said, we may be seeing this in 2 to 3 weeks depending on how the Korean holiday delays things, but let me know your thoughts on this new update in the comments. I'll leave you with a quick look at the Muzgar village, and as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.
상인들이 날